The hardest part about retiring, I'm telling you, my friends, is the same old story time and time again. Just got off the horn with a guy, he and his lady, and they're not even $1 million. They don't even have $1 million net worth, not just investable assets, and they're fine. It's the same old story because once their debts are paid, their expenses are going to drop by about half, and they're going to be living off basically $55,000 a year, and Social Security is going to cover that. I mean, literally, Social Security, once they hit retirement, is going to cover their expenses because they're saving so much in 401k, they're paying so much in taxes right now, and they got a mortgage. So the transition is going to be tough. And I'm actually telling the wife, I said, you can leave anytime you want. We ran some numbers. Says, look, here's your taxes with you. She makes about $4,000 a month. I said, with you working, you guys pay about $25,000 a year in taxes. With you quitting, you guys will pay about $9,000 a year in taxes. So essentially, of your $48,000 a year of income, 10,000 of that, no, 14,000 of that, yeah, 14,000 of that is going to taxes. You're losing about 30% of your income just right to taxes. So by you working, you're in a 30% tax bracket, even though they're not in a 30% tax bracket. So, and the issue is when their debts are paid, their spending is going to drop by half. They don't even need her income anymore. So if she's in a crappy old job, it's just like, why stay there? Now here's the issue. And the same with this guy too. Good people, living in Arizona. The issue, of course, is like we've been saving money, we've been putting money, we've been squirreling money, we've been paying down debt. We've been doing this for years and years and years and years and years. To quit is freaking scary because all of a sudden, instead of seeing the money grow or the equity grow, or the savings go down, I mean the debt go down because of my income, I'm going to see my retirement accounts to get depleted. And it is scary. In this case, they're going to be a couple of years before they take Social Security, most likely. So they're going to not only not see them adding the max into their 401k, they're going to see the amount of money that they need to live on. They're going to reduce their 401k by about $110,000 in the first 2 years before they take Social Security. So not only is their 401k not going to grow by $25,000 a year, whatever they're contributing, it's going to be reduced by 4 times that. It's freaking scary. And I told him, I've shared this with you before, but I'll share it again. I was sitting about close to $500,000 in my 401k. I don't remember if I breached it or not. I can't remember. Anyway, long story short, I was sitting about $500,000 in 2016. In 2017, something like that. It was when I started this business. Maybe it was 2018, 2007. I can't remember. Anyway, sitting about $500,000. I want to start this business, and I've been putting. Look, man. The previous 10 years, we didn't have any. I mean, we were just banking money, because USA had this freaking fantastic profit sharing. They matched. I think it was 8% a year. I was putting a bunch of money away in. I mean, my 401k is being added to like $50,000 a year or something like that, with a profit sharing, the match, and my own deferrals. It was nuts. And so we came to San Antonio, Texas in 2008 with basically 2 wooden nickels to rub together. I think we had about $10,000 in Roth, and that was it. A bunch of credit card debt. It was freaking scary. Finny! Anyway, so fast forward 10 years, I'm sitting on $500,000, man. It's crazy. $500,000. And then I said, I can't keep doing the corporate gig anymore. I got to start my own business. So I needed $100,000 to see us through. And that $100,000 isn't for spending; it's for this house right here, for all the various things that comes with raising a family. So I still had a mortgage. So of that $100,000, basically $35,000 was going to go pay for this mortgage. You know what I'm saying? But the $100,000 isn't tax free, so it cost me I had to take a $130,000 distribution to live off $100,000, of which a good amount of that $100,000 was just going to pay this guy. I was closing it, or just breached $500,000. Look, I'm a poor kid, a poor white boy from Maine. You know what I'm saying? I never had money. We never had money in my family. Look, I'm grateful for everything God has provided for being in America, for sure, 100%. But it's not like my wife comes from a family of 11, eight brothers and sisters, and then so 9 kids. Her dad died when she was young. Her mom was just working at Kmart. I'm just, we're not poor Guatemalans, but my goodness, we certainly are on the lower end of things. So to have $500,000, like, holy crap. And then you want more. You're like, I want $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I got to have $1 million. But I said, I can't. I just can't do the corporate thing anymore. I just got to take a risk. And I'm glad it worked out like a charm now. Anyway, long story short, I was like, so my $500,000 went to 370 or something like that. I think it was even less than that. It's freaking scary, man. It's scary. And that first year, I made no money. I think I made $10,000 or something like that. I'm sitting there thinking, am I going to have to take another bunch of money from my 401k, my IRA at that point? And I did. I had to take another $50,000 the second year, if memory serves, or 60. I can't remember, but I had to take some amount out. And I remember scary. And I had this amount in my head is $100,000. I said, if I ever get down close to 100,000, below the $100,000, I'm quitting. I'll go back to corporate America. Never got there. I can't remember what it was, but I never got there, thankfully. But still, I remember I said, if I go below this, I'll stop and I'll just say, okay. Never happened, thankfully. But man, it was scary. And the same thing for you retirees. It's going to be scary. But I was talking to these guys today. I was like, look, dudes, your Social Security. Now, and again, I'm assuming their expenses are true. I don't know. But if you run the numbers, you can only say it so many times a Sunday. And if they say, dude, these are our expenses, I'm not going to. Why would they lie to me? You know what I'm saying? I trust. And look, I know they're probably spot on. How do I know that? Because their expenses, half of it, are going to their debt. They're paying off their mortgage like a crazy man, paying off their credit cards like a crazy man, paying off I think that a car loan. They're paying off all that. And the funny thing is, my man, oh, Pablo, why can't you poop in the woods? Oh boy. Let's see, y'all can see him. You can see him taking a big old poopy Pablo. Anyway, so at the end of the day, I'm like, your expenses are going to be half of what they are right now once your debts are paid off. And now you're, basically, we'll just say you're living off $100,000 a year. Well, you got, 25,000 of savings, 25,000 in taxes, 25,000 in whatever it was, mortgage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I don't know whatever it is. I'm just using that for example. Once that savings goes away because you're no longer contributing to a 401k, once your taxes go away because you're basically living off Social Security, now you're going to have a little bit of taxes once RMDs kick in, but not that much. His taxes, because you don't have that much to begin with. His taxes, once RMDs kick in, it'd be about $2,000 or $3,000 a year. So taxes go away, savings go away, the mortgage payment goes away. Not the property tax and homeowners insurance, but if you live in Arizona, those things aren't very huge. I say, I get it, man. It's going to be tough, taking money out of the portfolio. So in that case, take Social Security at 65. No big deal. It gives you guaranteed income. It doesn't make you that much nervous about your portfolio being reduced right out the gate because your Social Security, even at 65, is going to cover, while it's reduced, it won't cover all your expenses, but it'll cover most of it. So you can do that. But just prepare for the transition in your mind and say, okay, it's tough. It's tough. It's going to be nerve-wracking. And that's why you got to think it through a little bit before you do it, because you want to make sure that you're not, because you don't want that first year to be freaking out. You want that first, that's why I always say have cash. So the first year, man, it's a tough one there. And once you get accustomed to it, like, yeah, I made a good choice. All right, love to hear your thoughts. So see you.